Welcome to the Sock's New Literature Tonight. I'm excited to be talking with Baldassar Castiglione about his re-releasing of his book of the Courtier in sock-friendly format.
Ooh. You're too kind, too kind. I am excited to be here, though. My first time to speak in the 21st century, you know, much less the socks. Exciting stuff.
Now tell me, Baldassar. Can I call you Baldassar?
Of course, all my closest socks do.
Tell me about your book, The Book of the Courtier. What inspired you? What drove you? It has been such a fantastic hit. I hear it does wonders for insomnia. But seriously.
Yes, well, actually it has been a mild success. I didn't really intend it to be. I merely started writing one day and it happened. Nothing to fuss about.
Drop the spezzatura, Baldassar. We want the scoop.
Fine, fine, if you insist. I guess you could say I was worried about the loss of my countrymen's identity. You see, we recently had been invaded by the French after a humiliating defeat. I wanted to strengthen what it meant to be an Italian and to give an identity to our values and our ideas.
Interesting, interesting. Now, of course, these games are how you discuss your viewpoint of what virtue and the virtuous courtier look like, correct? Where did you develop these ideas from?
It would have to be the Renaissance. Everyone was caught up in it. Great minds were coming together, expressing new ideas, new arts. I have to give some credit to authors who attempted this before me, such as Boccaccio. Really, everything about the time period influenced my ideas. It would take too long to account for everything.
Then why try? Moving on. Now tell me about some of these ideas you discuss.
Mainly, I try to describe the characteristics of the courtier himself. I try to show what is good and what isn't good through various conversation situations, and I have a variety of characters that I do this through.
What are some of these characteristics?
For instance, take education. I believe that the virtuous courtier will be very well-rounded. He should be both mentally and physically fit. Mentally, he should be able to apply himself to math, science, languages, both ancient and old, as well as talk about literature of the past and the philosophy of ancient civilizations. Physically, he should be able to defend his prince and country when needed, and also be skilled in popular dances and arts of his town. It would be desirable for him to be skilled in sports and other means of competitions. He should also have the mental capacity to evaluate his own physical ability and that of his opponent to avoid losing. To do so would remove his honor and not very court-like.
Now, I cannot do any of these things. I'm a sock. Can I be virtuous, or lead the good life?
No. While it is possible for somebody who's not born into the court to be a courtier and have the virtuous life, you're a sock. You can, however, be fashionable.
I'll take it, I'll take it.
Where was I? Oh yes. I also discuss how the courtier carries and handles himself, his mannerisms, if you will. He should be well adept at all things, but do them in such a way that it seems natural. For instance, if you recite a beautiful poem, make sure you can do it excellently and that everyone believes that this was achieved effortlessly.
I'm sure you managed to keep your reader on the edge of the seat.
It is also important to discuss the role of women in love. Tell you what, through the rest of the show, let's just try to demonstrate some of these things I talk about in my book.
Sounds good.
Hello, I'm your host Socrates, and today we have another exciting game of The Virtuous Sock Jock. Let's go ahead and introduce our first two players. Players, please introduce yourselves.
I am Farmer Sock Haynes from the nearby village.
Very, very nice to meet you. Player number two.
I'm Edward Sockington IV. I'm a member of the court of the Duke of Urbino.
Wow, very, very prestigious. Okay, let me explain the rules real quick. We're going to have 3 different scenarios. Y'all are going to have to say how you would react in each scenario, and I will judge them accordingly and figure out which among you is the ultimate virtuous sock jock. Exciting stuff. I know. Okay, let's just jump right into it, guys. We're going to start off scenario number 1. Let's say you're just walking around and you see this guy with some mad tennis skills. He comes up and asks you to play with him. What will your answer be?
Whoa, that's so cool. I would go and play tennis because I love tennis.
Oh. Player number 2, please state your answer.
I would avoid entering into any competition where I'm not guaranteed that my efforts will not be wasted. There's no need for me to put my ego in danger by playing tennis against a commoner. I save my energies for things that I know that I can succeed at.
Wow, excellent answer, player number 2, because yes, indeed, you want to be superior in everything and not look weak, so way to go, points to you. Okay, let's move right along with scenario number 2. Let's say it's just a Friday night, you're just chilling around, and you have 2 different options of what you could do to fulfill your evening night fun. Let's say you could A, go out and hang out with some friends and, just party it up and go dancing, maybe to a bar, karaoke or something, Or B, you can stay at home and read some of your favorite literature, such as Homer. What would you choose to do?
Life is very short, so I would go with A. I like to go out and drink and have lots of fun.
Huh?
I, on the other hand, would choose to spend a quiet evening with my favorite work of Homer,
wow, yeah.
the Iliad, because I like to expand my horizons in ancient literature as well as contemporary Greek, Latin, Italian. I love it all, and it helps me to be a better advisor to the prince and member of the court.
Wow, excellent answer, player number 2, because yes, what else can you do with your life besides be helpful to those above you, to the king and prince and all those people? I mean, you really want to contribute to your society as much as possible while living the good life. So, player number 2, once again, way to go. Okay, scenario number 3. Well, not much of a scenario, but more of just a question. Why should you be named the ultimate virtuous sock jock? Player number 1, please answer.
I am the best jock in town because I make my very own food and it's organic. I wake up every morning to go and milk my cows and plow the field. I didn't go to school and I won't ever need to because I already have everything I need.
Wow, you think I just fell asleep in that answer a little bit. Okay, player number 2, please give me a much better answer.
I am the ideal courtier, sock jock, because I am in the court, and I'm an advisor to the prince, and all of the ladies love my knowledge of Greek and Latin, and I am good at war, and I'm good at learning, and I excel at everything I do, and it's easy.
Wow, once again, fabulous answer, player number 2. Okay, well, this round of the Virtuous Sock Jock was not hard to determine the winner at all. Hands down, player number 2, you are indeed the Virtuous Sock Jock. And for your grand prize, you're going to get a brand new book in both Latin and Greek translations. Congratulations! Woohoo!
It was nothing. I expected it.
Very impressive. All right, well, that's it for today's show. See you back next week, fellas. Are you a man sock looking for a little dame to call your own? Well, look no further. Sock Harmony has been pairing up you courtier socks with beautiful stockings for the past 6 centuries with more than 4 successful pairings. Call now and get a free pairing, and you'll be on your way to living the good life in no time.
Before I got paired, I was just your average Renaissance man. Smart, strong, and savvy. It wasn't until I got paired, though, that I felt like a complete set, reaching my full potential. I mean, she is absolutely fabulous. And when I say fabulous, I of course mean beautiful.
He's quite a catch. If it wasn't for the guidance that I received from Sock Harmony, I probably wouldn't be lucky enough to call myself his stocking. Sock Harmony emphasized how important it was for me to be beautiful. I signed up for some sock yoga classes and became slender, toned, and flexible. This was essential because love and beauty go foot in foot. I also stayed clear of anything in which I could be perceived as a man, such as sports. No athletic shoes are going to surround me.
What can I say? Her beauty inspires me. It makes me want to be a bigger, better sock courtier. Her feminine sweetness, the fact that nobody could ever have anything bad to say about her, and the way she can entertain socks of all types and sizes is what made me know that she is the ideal sock. And I had to get her before someone else did.
This could be you with the help of Sock Harmony. Trust us, you want to be part of a pair, and Sock Harmony can make this happen for you. Call Lint Free at 1-800-SOCKS-LOVE. Again, that is 1-800-769-5683. Call before your beauty runs out.
Welcome back, friends! You're just in time for the Socratic Sock Show. This is your host, Bob, and our topic for today is A Day in the Life of Baldassare Castiglione.
That's right, Bob. We're not talking about just any Castiglione. This is the Castiglione. master Renaissance writer, Italian courtier at the most luxurious court of Urbino, friend of Pope Leo X, and servant to the Duke himself.
Don't get ahead of yourself, PC. We're only just doing introductions. And I'm William Fitzgerald III.
Thank you. Now, back to our subject. Castiglione lived from 1478 to 1529, on the vanguard of the transition between the European Middle Ages and the Renaissance, which was characterized by humanism and the revival of the ancient writers, thinkers, and architects.
Yes. In fact, Castiglione often voiced widely accepted but not openly stated views. In essence, in his book The Courtier, he proposed the first ever Renaissance man, the Homo Universal, the most well-rounded individual, the men among the boys. This was the well-rounded man, good at everything, an Achilles of arms combined with the learning and knowledge of Petrarch combined with the well-roundedness of Leonardo da Vinci.
You bumhead, PC. Leonardo's not in the same time period. You can't use him.
Settle down, you two. We're supposed to be having a civilized intellectual dialogue.
I'll stop if PC stops saying stupid stuff.
Now that's not very courtly. What would Castiglione consider about your courtierness?
Whoever heard of a sock courtier? I guess I'm not warming the prince's feet properly.
Now back to the Renaissance. As I was saying, there was a revival of ancient architecture in the Renaissance. The perfect building was supposed to be reliable, useful, beautiful.
Just like the ideal courtier.
Now let's talk a little bit about the court of Urbino. In 1482, Guidobaldo de Montefeltro succeeded his father, Federico, as Duke of Urbino. He was physically disabled, lost many wars, and overall failed to live up to his father's glorious standards.
He would have been a horrible courtier as far as Castiglione's judgment. Thus, he compensated by filling his court with men of intellectual virtue, like the courtiers, to give him advice and keep him from folly.
That's right! And Duke Guidobaldo was married to the Duchess Elisabetta Gonzaga.
And she was ideal, but a woman. Yes, she was of high social rank and thus respected nonetheless. Castiglione's positive view of women was certainly influenced by her brightness and virtue and great beauty. Castiglione certainly viewed women better than most of his contemporaries.
Quit interrupting, will you? This is stupid. I'm just a sock.
Well, folks, that's all for today's Socratic Sock Show. Tune in next time for an interview with Lady Gaga.
Castiglione wouldn't like her very much.
Shut up, you bumhead. We're finished.
Okay, so I still don't get it. How can I possibly achieve the good life in contemporary society?
Maybe you should consider joining the BIC. BICers immerse himself in classical studies, physical activity, social learning, and even political awareness.
Wait, you're talking about New York Times reports, aren't you?
Nonsense. Castiglione has shown us that the good man is in touch with both great thinkers of the past and the culture of the present age. In the BIC, you do exactly that. You drink deeply from the cup of life. There's many instances where we portray the ideal courtier. For instance, we're actively engaged in trying to master all sorts of things, such as philosophy, understanding of history, political ineptness. We really are trying to put these ideas Castiglione talks about into real-life practice. We're trying to be well-rounded, trying to help our community, both on the local aspect and global.
Look, I don't think I'm old enough to drink from any cup of life. And you seem to be forgetting that I'm a sock. I can't read. I don't have arms.
Well, we socks may not be able to write essays or read novels, but I can assure you the BIC is an opportunity you can't afford to miss. Live the good life. Live the BIC life. Be what Castiglione has idealized. We are truly trying to apply his ideas to our life now.
As fun as this has all been, I honestly think I'll pass. After all, still a sock.
Hey, so have you guys read Castiglione?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
This is great stuff.
I love Castiglione.
I only wish there was like a way that we could get it out for the rest of the world to know what's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How could we do something like that though to get it out to the masses?
I don't know.
Sock puppets.